Everything. Joining me now, Antonia Ferrier, former staff director for the Senate Republican Communications Center and now partners at Definers Public Affairs. Ed Rendell, former Pennsylvania governor and former DNC chairman. Welcome to both of you. Great to have you both with us tonight. Ed, looking to the future, you think about where we were then. This board is going to be probably thrown up like a chessboard into the air before this thing is through.
Sure. Polls at this stage of a presidential race are all about name recognition. Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are the two best-known Democrats, so they're ahead in the polls, but they don't mean a thing.
But, Ed, do you think Biden survives? Do you think, a year from now we're still talking about Joe Biden in first place?
Because of the current allegations?
Yeah, because of anything. Just because.
Martha, there's out of every 100 Democrats, there's not one, maybe one, who would take this thing that he's charged with as a disqualification. Laura Ingraham
we said the same thing here last night. I'm not really talking about that, Ed. What I'm talking about is the way we watch these things go. Jeb Bush was in first place, Rand Paul, but then somebody comes out of nowhere, like Mayor Pete Buttigieg from South Bend, Indiana, and suddenly you've got a whole different story on your hands. Antonia, what do you think?
Sure.
Look, I have to say it is a wide open race, but if I was a Democrat, and Ed Rendell should understand, there are some real concerns right now if you are sort of a Democrat who wants to beat Donald Trump. And the fact that Bernie Sanders has raised $18.2 million means he is staying power. And if you want to beat Donald Trump, that's got to be worrying. And that matters. And Ed Rendell's right. This is early. It is a wide open contest. But fundraising matters in terms of being able to make it through the Democrat convention. And the more that Bernie is there, the more he's going to push the party further to the left, and the more of a challenge that's going to be for them to beat Donald Trump.
Well, with regard to the pictures that we showed, Nancy Pelosi was sort of sending a message to Joe Biden, in terms of how he should handle this if he wants to hold on to that front-runner status. Watch this.
I'm a member of the Straight Arm Club. I'm a straight armor. And all of this. Just pretend you have a cold and I have a cold. But what I think that it's important for the vice president and others to understand is it isn't what you intended, it's how it was received.
Ed Rendell, what do you think?
I think the last time I saw Nancy, she kissed me. So I don't know.
She didn't straight arm you. She's not a member of the Straight Arm Club.
But I have been groped on my shoulders and hugged by Joe Biden. So let the record show that too.
Well, okay.
You can smell my hair because I don't have enough hair to smell.
Antonia, when you look at some of these other folks, Pete Buttigieg, we talked about earlier, and the money that's being raised, which you talked about, you got Bernie Sanders 18, Kamala Harris at 12, and we're actually just about to get new numbers on all of this. But all of this stuff about Joe Biden this week has some others, saying maybe there's a lane for me too. And Mike Bloomberg reportedly is saying, if Biden doesn't work out, he might reconsider.
I got to say that I don't think Mike Bloomberg has any real staying power here. This is the Democratic Party of 2019, where if you're a billionaire and you are successful in business, there is no place for you. This is the party of Bernie Sanders being pushed to the left by AOC and others. God bless Mike Bloomberg for his passion and commitment to America in a lot of ways, but I don't see that he has a lane here at all.
All right, guys, thank you very much. We'll have you back. We'll a long way to go in this process. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.